What's going on, everybody? John Stamper with DentalCast, and very excited for those of you watching that are members of the CSDA annual meeting. We are obviously live on both of those pages, and it is a true honor this morning to be bringing on Dr. Peter Mullen, who is the CE Council Chairman for the CSDA, and he's going to share with all of you this exciting 2019-2020 continuing education package program. So many great speakers. Dr. Mullen, good morning.
Hey, John, good morning. Thanks for having me on today.
Absolutely.
Hey, John, we have a great program. Let me just get started with that right now.
I'd love it. I'd love it.
Our 1920 program has 7 speakers, world-renowned, great topics, not only for dentists, but also for staff. It's going to be a phenomenal year. Our first speaker is Robert Lowe, and he's going to be speaking on advances in direct restorative materials. He's going to be talking about aesthetics along with occlusion. Robert Lowe is one of the great speakers out there. It's a great way to start the package program this year. Secondly, on October 3rd, we have Gary Zaleski. This is the one that the dentist should really be considering bringing their staff to, because the staff is going to love this guy. He speaks with a passion that gets everybody all fired up. Also, he will talk about increased productivity in your office. And this is an important thing in today's economy. Bring your staff, get everybody there, and have the team realize how to increase the productivity in the office. It's a great presentation. The next one, November 13th, Ronnie Brown. If anyone's heard Ronnie Brown, they will love her. We're talking about a very important issue in the morning, and that's the opioid addiction. Talking about how to deal with our patients, how to communicate with them, and how to treat them, especially ones that have had real major problems with the opioids. And her afternoon session is evidence-based dentistry, which again, today we're dealing with it a lot. And we're trying to figure out what is evidence-based, what is not, and make sure all the dentists in the state understand it. The thing about Ronnie Brown, that morning session especially, that's another one you should really bring your staff and your hygienist to, because that would be great for hygiene. So those are the first 3. John, any questions on those at all?
No, I think, what a great way to start off the first 3, like you said. And I think what's interesting to me, Dr. Mullen, is the different types of courses, right? Clinical, and then, like you said, in the case of Dr. Ronnie Brown, who's amazing, something that's very relevant right now. And then in the case of Gary, obviously, things that matter, team, and all of that, to really make sure that, the dentist and their teams are working on themselves. So great way to start. Yeah. What's next after that?
Yeah. So then come January, hopefully the weather's really good, because we got Marty Trope coming in to talk about endo. And that's the thing about endodontics. There's always little things changing in endodontics. So what we're looking for here, his morning session, he's going to be talking a lot about anatomically driven endodontics. Really understand the anatomy of the canals that we're working on. There's always something to figure out because they are so complicated. And then the afternoon, a very interesting subject he's going to be covering, it's going to be root resorption. Internal, external root resorption, correct diagnosis of it, how to treat it. There's a lot going on with that. And it's tough to understand, and he's the #1 guy to present on this. So again, looking forward to that presentation. The next one, February 12th, Dan Pompa, medical emergencies. I can not emphasize enough to dentists, bring your staff, because not only is it important during a medical emergency that your staff is well educated, knows what they're doing, but the life they might be saving is yours. So I say to doctors, make sure your staff is educated in medical emergencies. This is a very important lecture to bring everybody to, and that's February 12th. The next one, March 11th, Steve Carson, airways, another topic that is getting dentists excited and interested, sleep apnea, snoring issues, and the airway. We need to be more educated as dentists about airway issues today. So many of our population is having these issues. We need to be more educated on top of this. Great subject. He's been working on this out at West Coast for 20 years now. So we're looking forward to having Steve come in. And last but not least, on April 1st, Dennis Tarr now, one of the leaders in dentistry on implant dentistry. And we're going to be doing a couple different topics with him. So, number one, the aesthetics of implants. And he is great on this topic. I've seen him before on this, phenomenal. And in the afternoon, he's going to be talking about the immediate extraction socket management. Too often, patients come in to say, oh, can I get this implant in a day? Dr. Tarr now will explain to them, look, it's a lot more than a day if you want it aesthetically done properly. So it's going to be a great presentation for him. And I'm going to go back just one to the March lecture, Steve Carson, about sleep apnea. Again, this is a good one for hygiene to go to because they can be looking at patients and discussing with patients some of these airway problems and breathing problems that they're having. So we have several lectures here, not only for dentists, but for hygiene and for staff. So it's a great program we have coming up this year.
Yeah, and I know one of the things that we said we're going to do, Dr. Mullen, is probably about a month or so before each one of these courses. We're going to be bringing on here for the CE package series. We're going to be bringing on each one of those speakers here live, and we're going to bring them on Facebook, have them share a little bit about themselves. Certainly not the entire course, but some tips and some highlights, and certainly I think some things that you can expect. And I know we're really excited about that because I think, like we talked about, that'll give everybody, certainly if you're going to attend, get you excited even more. And like you mentioned, for their team members, for them to watch some of those highlights of what it's going to be so they know what to prepare for. But then again, for those that maybe haven't decided which course they want to go to or, which one they are going to go to, they can learn more about those speakers. So we're really excited about that.
Yes. And I can't emphasize enough, this is a phenomenal lineup for this year. These are world-renowned speakers. They are at the ADA meeting. They are at major conferences all the time. So it's nice to have them in our little state of Connecticut. I'm looking forward to it.
It's awesome. So before we go real quickly, I just wanted to make sure I'm going to put some more stuff up on the screen, just some of the housekeeping notes that would have you, obviously, where these events are going to take place and all of that information. And certainly, CSDA.com. I will go ahead and put a link that will be in this Facebook post that they can click onto. That'll take them right to being able to register, get more information about these courses. I'm going to put that up on the screen, Dr. Mullen. And of course, if there's anything else that you want to mention from a housekeeping perspective, whether it be, recent, school graduates or things like that are important.
Yeah, there are a couple of things. Number one, recent graduates do get a discounted fee. Trying to get them to the CE program. I know it's tough for the new graduates, debt, time, everything else, but these are programs well worth it. Secondly, we have one of the best facilities to do these lectures at, the AquaTurf in Southington, Connecticut. It is a premier place. It's easy to get to. The presentation is great. It's not crowded. The food is good. The parking is easy. Centrally located. You can't find a better place in Connecticut to do it. And when you look at the cost factor of going to these lectures relative to, the Yankee meeting or the New York meeting or others in the area, this is the best deal out there by far. So I encourage dentists in Connecticut, get the whole package, come to our lectures, have a great year with us.
Yeah, it looks like you were mentioning, $750 for the whole series, right? For each of those, it would have you certainly, if you can go to a single course, all that information is up there. But you're right. I mean, what a great deal for just, again, relevant content, but a great mix of different types of topics that we feel like are certainly relevant to what practices are facing.
Well, I say this, John, things are constantly evolving in dentistry. And these speakers will keep you up to date with everything that dentistry is evolving about. It's a good place to meet your friends, enjoy the day. It's get out of your office a little bit and have a good time besides getting educated.
Of course, of course. Well, again, I know you've probably got patients to see this morning, and certainly wanted to thank you for coming on. Very excited we had the opportunity to do this, and we'll be putting out information, on the CSDA page to letting all of you know of when we'll do our first interview, with Dr. Lowe, and that'll be coming soon. And Dr. Mullen, good luck with the CE series, and we look forward to getting as many people there as possible, and certainly getting some great content, networking, all that great stuff. So have a wonderful Friday.
John, you too. And next week, enjoy Independence Day.
Excellent. All right. Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye, John.